Do you think that procrastinators are lazy people?
Why should I do it? Don't you see how much workload I already have?
I couldn't make up my mind on time for leaving my present job for a better offer that I was getting. Now I feel sad upon losing a very good job opportunity.
I wake up in the morning and I feel like I don't want to do anything. And I just don't do anything all day long.
It's difficult for me to get up every morning as I feel so exhausted. The very thought of work makes me feel even weaker.
I just don't have the motivation today. Look outside. How hot is the weather? I am sure I will be in a better mood tomorrow.
What if I start on it and screw it up? I'll probably feel worse than not having started it at all. What others would think of me if I fail?
I want to succeed in my life, but do not think that it is possible for me. So I don't want to try.
I like to help others, but then many a times my own work suffers because of this. The worst thing is that I feel sad and depressed for not accomplishing my targets.
I believe in high quality of work and I cannot compromise on it. And when I start working, I need my time to make it perfect, which delays my submission. Sometimes I even face problem in starting my work, as I'm not convinced of producing quality work.
So can you identify yourself with any of these excuses? Well, I can identify myself with some.
Hello and welcome to Flower Power, a holistic health podcast. This is your host Sonal Singhal, and through this podcast I am on my mission to spread awareness about self-healing with Bach flower remedies. I am so madly in love with these magical potions that I apply, breathe, talk, chant and sleep with them.
So when you hear the word procrastination, how do you feel? Sounds to me a very heavy term. Let's make it simple to understand. When we tend to postpone doing something only to attempt it at some other time, we procrastinate. But why do we delay in taking timely action? Are we being lazy? According to a popular psychologist, Dr. Sapadin, a lot of people believe that procrastination is nothing more than laziness. But it's an unresolved approach to avoid conflict. I kind of agree with her based on my experience that it is our internal conflict only behind one's habit of procrastination. Otherwise, why would someone not be inclined to attempt even those tasks which are critical in one's growth? Many people consider the cure for procrastination is to start acting. But I don't approve of this completely. Because one can push themselves only up to a certain extent. And if they don't figure out and resolve the underlying emotional issues, the problem is going to get worse only with time. On the other hand, if you keep on procrastinating, the water will go above your head sooner or later. So how can one get out of this vicious circle of procrastination in order to make desired progress in life? I don't know how many of you are aware that the habits of procrastination impact not only your professional prospects, but it can also seriously damage your health. Yes, you heard me right, your health. And I'm telling this based on research studies which have been validated by science. Here, I would like to mention a most quoted study published by psychological scientist Fushia Sirois in 2015. This scientist found a significant association of chronic procrastination with having hypertension or cardiovascular disease. Previous work done by other researchers too indicated that chronic procrastination leads to a range of health problems such as headaches, digestive issues, cold, flus, insomnia, etc. I myself have noted in the past that whenever I kept putting off an important task, it used to create a sense of guilt within me, which generated stress, due to which I used to experience body aches or uneasy feelings in my stomach. If something happens at times only, then it is not to be worried about. because sooner or later things will again fall in their place. Also, putting things off for once in a while is a must to break the routine. But what if someone dawdles work for decades and becomes a habitual procrastinator? This is where the real danger is awaiting. Because in the case of chronic delaying, the stress is accumulating and one's ability to deal with it is diminishing with time, which then contributes to serious health problems. So according to Dr. Sirois, the chronic procrastinators adopts either self-blame or behavioral disengagement, which means they will avoid dealing with the looming problem. Well, it is easy to comprehend that none of these two coping strategies are constructive for anyone. So what can be done to disrupt the destructive pattern of procrastination and put one on the track of action? Is there an easy and practical way out there which doesn't require much of an effort from your side? Or is there something that can make you more congruent and aligned with the task to be done? How about batching the procrastination with flower power?
Hey, you're listening to Flower Power. Feel positive 24 hours with Baj Flowers.
Well, if you ask me why batch flower remedies, so here is my response. Batch flower remedies are subtle vibrations of nature, and each remedy dissolves specific individual negative emotions within us. Because the real cause behind procrastination are our negative emotions stored within us as limiting beliefs. The use of selected flower essence will make them melt away like snow in the sunshine. Let me explain to you more with the help of a client case. Myra, a 30-year-old engineer, found herself in a stressful situation. Actually, she just came back from her annual vacation and resumed her work. Before leaving for her vacation, she handed over her incomplete project work to her colleague. And this was quite unusual for her, as she prefers to finish her work by her own. Even when she was holidaying with family, she used to feel guilty about her incomplete project. Now that Myra is back in office, she felt overwhelmed after finding that her colleague hasn't even touched her project. And the project deadline was approaching in 2 days. So being a habitual perfectionist, instead of focusing on the priority of her project completion, she was fixing the grammar and language of the project report. And at the same time, she was upset with herself for not being smart enough to work fast. Pine, elm, white chestnut and walnut were prescribed to her for her immediate needs. Myra instantly started unleashing the power of batch flowers and became focused on completing her task. Experiencing the instant shift, she continued treatment for 3 months. And this is what she said at the end of her treatment. Finally, I am finding myself at peace and trust my abilities like never before, and I do not procrastinate as I used to do anymore. So now tell me, how many among us engage in sabotaging self-talk and struggles like Myra in accomplishing their tasks within given time? What steps are you taking to move forward in life and achieve your goals? The goals doesn't have to be work related. It can be as simple as prioritizing daily exercise, eating healthy, or even getting enough sleep. So what's stopping you to take appropriate action? Feel free to connect via Facebook Messenger to discuss your bottlenecks in details. I have left a messenger link in the episode description. We also have a super cool Facebook community where we share information, quizzes and educational posts. Here, we also run monthly rituals on batch flower remedies. So, How do you join this community? Well, just click the link in the description. If you are like me and willing to learn the remedies by yourself, have a look into my courses. I'm all excited to hear from you. That's what I got for you in this episode. And if you love this episode, then please do me a favor by sharing it on Instagram stories and tag me as well. It's DRSONALSINGHAL. I would not leave you here simply with a goodbye, but with a promise from you to make someone else's day better. I love you and hope you have a great day ahead.